Hello, welcome to Romeo and Juliet, Act 5, Scene 2. This is a crazy short scene, but very important. Um, in this scene, we have Friar Lawrence, and we find out about that message that he was supposed to send to Romeo in Mantua. And we know now why Romeo didn't get that, or why Balthazar never got that. The scene starts off with Friar Lawrence talking to Father John when he shows up. And Father John says, "Oh, here's that letter I was supposed to take to Romeo. I didn't take it. Sorry." Now, this is interesting. The real plan was Friar Lawrence was supposed to take this letter to Balthazar. And Balthazar, that's Romeo's man. And he's supposed to deliver it. But he didn't. He gave it to Friar John instead. What would have happened if Friar Lawrence would have given Balthazar the letter? Romeo would have got it. He would have been like, "Ah, great. I'll go see Juliet." But no, he thinks Juliet's dead. So this letter never got to Romeo. Right away, Friar Lawrence knows this is bad. Okay, he knows right away that Romeo didn't get the letter, and Juliet's going to wake up in just a couple hours, and Romeo won't be there. She'll be locked in a tomb all by herself. But why did that letter not get delivered? Friar John says he went to seek another barefoot friar. He went to find a friend, another priest to go with him. Because who wants to travel all the way to Mantua by himself? You do that, right? Think about that. If you're going to go do something, don't you want to take a friend? I don't know how many times a student has said, "Can I deliver this? Can I go do that? And can this person come with me?" Happens all the time. So Friar John's just like anybody else, wants to get a friend, and he goes to get this friend, and like a priest, he's visiting the sick. Right? What good priest doesn't do that? Well, as they're getting ready to leave, the health officials stop them, and they suspect that Friar John's friend was at a house where the plague was. And they're afraid that Friar John and his friend have the plague. And so the health department says, "Nope, you can't go. You've got to stay at home for fear that you're going to spread this." And Friar John says, "Well, will you deliver this message for me?" "No, I'm not touching that letter because it might have the plague." Holy cow. Think about today. Right? We've got a plague going on. I'm teaching you this from my house because I'm not supposed to leave because of a plague. Right? I've told people before that Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare in general, is very timely. There's always something that happens, and it's always in the news today. And look, you go to CNN right now, and it's dealing with the plague. You go to Fox News, and it's dealing with the plague. Holy cow. That's everything going on right now. It's affecting your life. And here it is, the plague in Shakespeare's time. Shakespeare supposedly wrote this play when there's a plague going through England. I don't know how true that is. But supposedly, he was quarantined when he wrote Romeo and Juliet. What are you doing during your quarantine? You're reading Romeo and Juliet. Isn't that nice? So they're locked up. And the letter did not get to Romeo. They eventually didn't come down with the plague. And so they were released. And Friar John came back and said, "Here's Romeo's letter." No one delivered it. Friar Lawrence, of course, freaks out. Holy cow, this is bad. And he says, "Get me a crowbar." He's going to go to Juliet's tomb. He's going to open it up. He's going to break in and get her out. While Friar John's getting that crowbar for him, he's going to write another letter to Romeo. What's the saying? If at first you don't succeed, try again. So Friar Lawrence is going to do that. He's going to write to Romeo, and then Friar Lawrence will get Juliet and keep her at his place until Romeo comes back. That's the new plan. Reread this short scene again and think about how the plague has interfered with your life and screwed things up. And realize how much the plague has screwed up things here. And because of this timing, because Romeo didn't get that letter, it's going to make all the difference in the world. In the next scene, pay attention to the timing. Have a great day, and stay away from the plague.